Welcome to this video on the Zenwara channel. My name is Sri Satguru, Buddha Rawa Bhagwan. Today's video we're going to talk more about Gudimallam temple in India, which is a temple that is located at the place in the world that never changes, the place that never shifts, the place that always stays the same. It is known as the oldest temple, potentially in India. Okay, a very, very, very old temple. And I'm not comparing it to the Ellora cave, the Ellora Kailash temple, which is built as in within the system, as is. But Gudimallam is the oldest, pretty much, temple that is out there. It is a very, very important temple. It is built on the pillar that holds up creation. So the pillar of the story, basically. The story balances on Gudimallam, and the reason everyone's still here is because Gudimallam has not changed. So Gudimallam is the non-changing element of the story, the stable element, the stable factor. It is also the place where there is the battle that takes place. Okay, so it is the place, very, very, very important place, and by taming Gudimallam, essentially, okay, with the temple and the presence there, essentially it maintains stability within the story. So it is the battle that takes place between losing the story and keeping the story. So at Gudimallam, it is a very important temple. It is the place where the battle takes place. It is the place where the main murti, okay, very ancient murti, is a very scary murti, okay, because it is a different type of murti than your regular type of murti. It is a murti that is created to keep in, to encase, to encompass, to withhold, to control, to limit the power that is at that place. And the power that is at that place is the raw, destructive, and even evil power of divinity. Okay, so it is a power that is dark, evil, but extremely powerful. So it is the dark side of divinity, the dark side of God, the side that comes with too much power. It is the corruption of power, right? So that function within the system, which is the corrupting function of power within people, is the force at Gudimallam. It is the corruption of the heart and those functions within the system, which are at Gudimallam. So the main Lingam at Gudimallam, which is made of poisonous materials, is, yes, miraculous because it grants miracles to those who go there. But at the same time, it is meant to contain the force within it, the evil force of divinity of Gudimallam. So when you look at a place, you must look at its name to understand or begin to understand in where you are going, what you are stepping in when you go to a place. Gudimallam. Malam, le mal, evil. Gudi, the place of evil. So Gudimallam is a place of evil that has been transformed by the control, the conscious technology of the people who built the temple, controlled into a place that is now allows miracles and all that to come from the evil side of divinity that is there, containing the evil to protect the stability of creation and also get miracles out of it at the same time. So very ambitious, the main murti at Gudimallam. Because not only is it to contain, but it is to transform into miracles. Extremely ambitious. However, there is a degradation in the upholding of the outward form of the murti. because some of the basic processes to uphold it were forgotten over time. Very little minor things, but the minor things accumulated and led to a crack in the protective process of that murti, because it was so ambitious that it must be conserved in its processes to a T perfectly, with I's dotted, T's crossed. And some things were forgotten, so it led to a crackening of the protective shield around the entity at Gudimallam, which now makes it so that if people go to Gudimallam, the entity, the evil entity, can go through the murti and can go to the people who visit Gudimallam. Until it is sealed, as you seal cement, you seal the cracks, and once again, it will be only miracles that come out of it. So until you see these things and know these things, you can't deal with these things. But Gudimallam is a very ambitious temple, a temple to create miracles out of evil, to contain evil and transform it into miracles and good. But it must be maintained perfectly, or it cracks the substance that holds the evil, and the evil can go into the practitioner that comes for darshan, or even expand further than that in the area, depending on the power of the crack. If the crack is too big, it is no longer limited to those who come for darshan, but also the area. That is a bigger fissure. So Gudimallam is very ambitious. It is the place of the battle between good and evil, where good made a stand a long time ago when they built the temple, and said, we will build this temple and prove that good can transform evil with intelligence and the power of goodness. Transform and show that even evil can bring good into the world. A triumph of good over evil. This is Gudimallam temple. And that is why it is associated to the story of the battle between the Rakshasa and the Avatar. So from a yogic perspective, the casing is cracking at Gudimallam. So it needs to be fixed and cemented with yogic processes to stop the evil from coming through, affecting the ones going there. There's a reason they're leaving shaken. Okay? It's not supposed to be that bad. So I hope this video gets to people who should know about these things and deal with these things. So at Gudimallam, there's much history. And Gudimallam was there in the previous age. And the previous Satguru of the age went to Gudimallam. And his stones of his lineage are in the temple. 7 stones with a center taller one than the other ones, with inscriptions very old on them. And they are the stones of the lineage of the Satguru of the previous age and his disciples who became masters in their own right and created their lineages which stood beside the central lineage of the Satguru and made those 7 stones. And some stones were not made and created, etc. Every lineage has their stories of successes and failures. The story as it becomes our history. So there is much history at Gudimallam, much history. It is an extremely powerful temple, one of the most ambitious efforts ever taken on by our ancestors to contain evil and transform it into good, and as such it should be preserved and maintained as the treasure it is, and caretaken by the people of India. The Word of God. Ishwaravadam yam shivam trimurti avataram shari vishnu param yam tam vashavadakatahim parakalam parasarvam penetradam valam kam yam. My blessings upon you.